Great rising, great being, great independent on part of time. This reaches you. Peace, love, and blessings. Peace, love, and blessings to everybody. I hope everybody having a good day, good energy. If not, I hope my energy can get to you through whatever device this is coming to you on. I'm walking on the street as always, so mind the noise. I'm gonna do my best to be as loud as I can to get this message through. But this message today is about being a leader. You know, a lot of times life come and dim that side of us, and I feel like we all have it. Now, we may not all be the best at it, but we all have those capabilities, specifically to the parents. If you have children, if you had children, you want to have children, that requires a certain leadership that unfortunately can be tainted of the world. I'm always give God his glory for his presence in my life, because I'm speaking for me, and I hope this resonates with current parents, past parents, future parents, and I hope it can be some type of healing and understanding and guidance for the generations to come. A lot of times the world ends up raising us instead of our parents, and I say that because a lot of times parents are just doing the best they can do. Now, does that mean that you just have to accept what you've endured or what's been a part of your parenting, whether you're the one being the parent or you're the one receiving the parenting? Either way it go, you have to have that leadership. You still gotta be a good example, and for that to happen, I'm always telling y'all gotta heal. Y'all gotta face the things that you are carrying along with you in your life that can affect your leadership, that can affect your parenting. A lot of times, specifically me, I can think of times where with my children, I was parenting them not for what's of the world, but based off what I've endured in the world. And see, that could be a tricky thing, because children come into this world pure. They know nothing of the world until we teach it to them. And the first teachers, their first leaders, should, and most 9 times out of 10, is us as parents, or whatever environment they are being raised in. And see, in order for us to reshape this world in the way God has always planned it to be, we have to be responsible of the leadership we have. We have to be responsible of the examples we set. And part of that responsibility is owning up to where you lack or what effects you have on the generations up under you, because that they are the world to come. I started conscious efforts, divine conscious efforts, with my goal of growth, elevating, finding myself and healing. And that came from wanting to be a better parent, a better leader, a better father. Because I know at the end of the day, my kids look up to me and they watch me. They watch us. Even if they're not your children, if you have a program and you are tied to a generation under you, a mentor, people are watching you. And whether you want to believe it or not, you have an effect. Don't ever doubt the effect that you can have on people, specifically children, because they observe everything. I remember growing up, just matter of fact, I'm not even just going to keep this with me. Just think right now of all the things you witnessed and experienced as a child that you to this day carry along with you, and how that affects your walk of life, how that affects how you look at things, or how you observe. Because that same child that you once was, that's the children of the world today. And unfortunately, this world we live in today is corrupting our future. We as leaders, we got to quit being selfish and always thinking about what our future is going to be, when the reality is we in our future. We in our future. The future is the generations up under us. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be the younger generations who start making laws. The younger generations who are going to have to consider the rest of the world. And as we get older, we still part of that world, whether we senior citizen, whether we the parent and they still the student, it does not matter. The fact of it is, our leadership has a prolonged effect on future leadership. And a lot of us, we being misled. So of course, you know, I'm gonna tell you, you gotta have the right God, you gotta have the right leadership, and the perfect example of that is God. God. The reason the world is so corrupt right now is because God has not been our leader. Politicians have. Now, I cannot speak on all politicians' beliefs, but I'm going to tell you this, like I said in many videos, we are operating by man laws. This is the way we live is of the world that has been shifted to the will of man and not the will of God. If any kids are watching this, you know, you don't have to be an adult to have a relationship with God. Even I was introduced at an early age, but still, I still was of the world. You know, I'm gonna tell you from my experience, you know, I did all that dodging, all that, I don't wanna go to church. Mama, I'm good, all this just for me to be at my age and still find my way back to God. Either way it go, you gotta go back to Him. You can avoid it all you want, but at the end of the day, some way God gonna show you His presence, and He's gonna show His leadership. He's gonna show His parenting skills, not just to the children, but to us grown children too. Because see, we are all children of God at the end of the day, no matter what your belief is. You know, you were birthed from something. You know, you didn't just come out of thin air. You know, but either way, mind your leadership, man. So as parents, who are your leaders? Who are your leaders? Who are your mentors? Where are you getting your mindset? Where did you get your parenting skills? A lot of us grew up without parents, so we had to just learn along the way. Well, be mindful that as you was learning, you was going off the whim. I was talking earlier, and the phrase trauma parenting came up, and a lot of us suffering from that. A lot of us, again, have just been misled in the world, and because of that misguidance, because of that lack of leadership or lack of parenting, we dealt with a lot of trauma. And see, as parents, all we do sometimes, like I said earlier with myself, all we do is we take that trauma and we put that on our children out of fear, out of concern of, well, I don't want my kids to experience this. This happened to me, it's a possibility. Nah, we have to learn how to put God in control. You know, you gotta learn how to have that relationship with God to where you can feel like that's not a concern, because see, what we think about, we bring about. Everything that I had a fear of with my kids literally happened because of how much fear I had, how much thought I put into it. I always talked about how I always want to be a present father. I always want to be there. And unfortunately, I'm not with my kids right now. Even though I'm following my purpose and God's will, the fact of the matter is, the exact thing that I was always thinking about I don't want to happen, happened. And it happened because I had fear. I had fear because I didn't have so much trust in the Lord. I didn't have trust in God. You know, so we gotta be mindful. We gotta be mindful, and we gotta give God His glory for what He can do in all of our lives. And you know, I'm here to be a guide and to set stuff straight as best as I can. I'm not perfect. I'm not the perfect person, not the perfect man, not the perfect father, son, brother, lover. No way, shape, or form. But what I do have is a relationship with God, and I do repent. I do my best to walk in the right way. And what that has taught me is no matter what I have went through in life, no matter if I didn't have the perfect father, didn't have the perfect mother, there was always hope regardless. And we have to have hope for what's to come next, because what I see in the world, which I'm pretty sure y'all see in the world, it's a lot of things that will take away your hope. All this dysfunction in families, all the destruction in the world, all the poverty. You know, I seen this quote about Jeff Bezos. Let me tell you, and this is crazy, right? This man got, I want to say they said billion, okay? This nigga got $127 billion, right? It's not even that many people in the world. To shorthand the thing I seen is he can give everybody in the world $1 billion and still have $100 billion, and that could end world poverty. But see, the world's so corrupt, we so full of greed, we had this crabs in a bucket mentality, we so divided. Who cares, right? And see, that's the stuff that God is trying to shift. That's the stuff that has awoken a lot of these light workers, a lot of these speakers of his will and his way, like myself and others, to try to turn the balances of things. And see, you need hope for that. We need leadership for that. And of course, we need the future generations to come for that. So always, man, we gotta wake up, and we gotta do this shit together, like I told y'all, because it's a new day. Oh, best believe it's a new day, folks. Y'all can try to ignore it all you want, but get y'all spirits right, get your families right, most importantly, get yourself right, because self is where it starts. And to get right with yourself, make sure you strengthening your relationship with God first and foremost. As always, never give up, never settle. Always be yourself. Always love yourself. One love, God loves you. Oh yeah, don't forget. Life's beautiful when you allow it.
You heating up, lavish. Say they don't like vibe. Right, cause I say the wrong thing at the right time. Vibe by me like it's nighttime. Cranking side high, me and him gotta like mine. Live different lives, differences, I don't like mine. Maybe I should write mines. Either way, it's good music for the right vibes. I tune to it for a right mind. So many wrongs trying to right mine. Like I'm threading needles but out of nightline. Man, look at my hustle and flow. I just had to learn to hustle and grow.